Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Quick look here at SHIB, seeing what's going on. Got a lot of requests for this. Tons of volume flowing into this coin here today. So keep in mind, we're going to see the likelihood of this price action staying fairly high for a little while. There are occasional pumps and dumps, but nowadays they seem to be more sustainable. So we're going to take a look at that. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hope you can learn something here today. If you do want to become a better trader again, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below. I've got a trading academy, community, and signals group. A lot of new members coming over. Make sure you read through our signals guide so you understand the difference between my day trades and my swing trades. Congrats to our swing traders. 101% for Reef, Dogecoin 84%, XRP 34%. That is so far today, as well as Crowcoin 30%, Litecoin, Dot, and Atom. Good little 40-50% average for those. So good stuff there. We haven't traded SHIB. I was considering it honestly earlier today, but it took off. And I don't like to jump into a coin that's just cranking. Again, that's just me personally, not much of a breakout trader. I prefer consolidation at previous resistance levels and or support and take my trades from there. But regardless of that fact, is this coin going to continue to break out? That is the question here. Well, obviously we see a pretty massive short squeeze that pushed the price action higher, a lot of late shorts trying to get in the game there. And if we look at the last 7 days, we can kind of summarize here that there's not a lot of new liquidation levels. Right there at about 1147. Excuse me if I'm not mistaken. We'll double check the smaller time frame, kind of see where we're at there. And we'll look at this on the charts too, but generally speaking, yeah, 11.5 right in that range we can see as that resistance. Now keep in mind, this chart is a little different than the liquidation levels. We're going to have different zeros in different places. Same concept though. We can see right there at 1170, just above the price action now, we have some more liquidation. So why that's important is because we need to understand that there's more incentive for the price action to go higher. So as people continue to short, the price will be more likely to go back to those levels because you got a lot of just consistent or persistent people that don't necessarily learn from their mistakes, right? Again, not saying that it's a mistake to short this coin because obviously it's pulling back. You just want to be careful, and typically when coins are exuding such bullish behavior, you shouldn't be shorting. It's just kind of, it's going against the grain. It's not really a good idea. It's against best practice, okay? Again, if you're a high-risk trader, different story altogether, but most high-risk traders get destroyed in these markets, so I guess it depends on who you ask. Taking a look here at the MACD, we can see a strong convergence. Most coins are saying the same thing. We can also see we're over 70 on the RSI. That's a very bullish sign, implying that we are more likely to stay above this level for some time. We broke through some key level resistances. You can kind of see that reflected in the charts here. Strong likelihood that that resistance was this 0.618 golden pocket area at about 1050. Close approximate, I know, but generally speaking, we're above everything else, all moving averages. We're ascending positively in this trend line here. Likelihood of this new trend, this previous resistance trend, turn into a new support trend, okay? So a good chance we should see the price continue higher. Really just obviously need some time to figure that out, but for right now, we can presume this range here at 0.618, that 1050 range, is a good solid support area. If the price comes down to that level, could see a bounce off that range, and or just the fact that we have this ascending trend here working concurrent with the previous resistance, okay? So looking at all that in the 4-hour time frame, what do we see here? Well, we do see that pullback occurring. Obviously, RSI is pulling back. This can stay above for roughly 3 or 4 trading days. It's been over for about 24 hours now. So if we cross this plane here at 70, decent chance we'll see the price consolidate and or go lower. Stochastic is swinging down too, giving us the indication to consider selling, and money flow index is still very high. When I see a high MFI, I typically wait, honestly, because again, it really just implies that there's a lot more strength than you might see on the back end that you cannot see in the charts. Because again, volume is a very loud indicator, pun definitely intended, and people don't listen to it very often. And the main reason why is because it's not really all that visual on the chart sometimes. But the truth is we have a lot of volume here, a secondary amount of volume at 1050, that most recent resistance. In fact, if we kind of zoom in, we'll be able to see that probably a little easier. Whereas the price action is consolidating at these areas here at about 1050. Okay, so you can kind of see that little guy right there at 1050. Basically that previous resistance term support, both in the RSI and that 0.618 fib level. Okay, so to me, it's 1050 roughly is going to be a solid pivot point if the price does pull back for the next leg up. Now, if we look at this retracement here based on Elliott Wave, it's also the lower level there. Okay, so it's more of a worst case scenario, yes, but also more likelihood too. So again, just a lot of different scenarios here between 0.618, 0.382. This little area should provide us with some decent support. Once again, it's just above the most recent high. All right, so again, those are just statistical probabilities, folks. Am I saying the price is going to pull back? Not necessarily. If we lose this ascending trend line, yes. If we don't, we can presume it will continue. Other than that, really, everything is looking pretty bullish. We are at a 9. We got to keep this in mind here. This is the 9th hour or 9th 4-hour candle. We've been moving in the same direction for 36 hours. Pullback and or consolidation is extremely normal at this time. I would speculate the price is less likely to move up, probably go sideways and down a little bit before it pulls up again. So to me personally, if I'm going to consider a long, I would just add alert here at the 1060-ish range, reevaluate if it comes to that level and see if it's worth getting in. That to me is what I like to do. I'd rather buy those kind of dips in continuation phases than just to buy it right now and hope it goes higher. Okay, so again, that's generally what we're looking at there for SHIB on the 4-hour time frame. If we look at the hourly, we'll probably get confirming factors that we don't want to take profit yet, which is true and accurate here based on Elliott Wave and or Ichimoku Cloud. We can presume that the price action hasn't found its top yet, and that we got a good 12 to 24 hours before the price action is going to let us know if it wants to start pulling back or not. Okay, now it'll probably pull back in the meantime, but again, the lagging span until that intersects with the price action, we have no reason to consider closing our position. Okay, generally speaking, here as well, if we look at the cloud, it's also consolidating at this ascending trend line and at 0.618 fib. So all signs point right here. Okay, it seems pretty obvious to me that this 1050, 1060 range is going to be a solid support if the price does pull back. Okay, that's generally what we're looking at. Again, Bitcoin drops to 55, 54, 52,000, something egregious. We will see SHIB pull back too. Regardless of how good coins are, they always dip when Bitcoin dips. When you dip, I dip, we dip. It's that whole scenario. Okay, so just be careful taking a long position right now, I'd say. Maybe exercise caution and wait for a better entry, or just in general, do not short for starters. There's no reason to short the coin right now. Even though I'm saying it will likely pull back, that's not a reason to short. So please understand that if you watch this video and the only thing you take away from here is I'm going to short because he's not taking it long, you're doing it wrong. 95% of trading, I say this almost every video, it is waiting for the right opportunity. So I'd much rather be patient and miss an opportunity here that never happens than jump in right now, FOMO in, and get wrecked because I take a short or a late long, right? It's just one of those things where it makes sense for it to pull back. And if it doesn't, perfectly fine. Continue to leave your long position open, right? I just think it's a little late to take a long and a little premature to take a short. Well, very premature to take a short, and I would just rather wait for a nice long position. So if you want to join us and other community members trading on the best exchanges in the world, please check this out. CryptoCash.tech is the site if you want to register for our premium group, but we use these here, this exchange, for our signals as well. No KYC or VPN, link down below for $5,500 in bonus rewards. Awesome exchange. You'll also be automatically eligible for future trading competitions, which our next one here in the next week or two is going to be, $10,000 prize pool. Awesome stuff. Be sure to check that out. Thanks again for watching. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Take care.